this is Gamer Z, and this is our final part in the 3-part tutorials of how to create a leaderboard in Construct 2 using the Firebase API. Now in this part of the tutorial, I'll be showing you how to implement the leaderboard in your Construct 2 project. Now to save time, I used the old tutorial CapEx that I have, and what I'll basically be doing is explaining to you all of the events that I used in that tutorial. Right, I'll be leaving a link in the description to download the CapEx for this tutorial so that you could go ahead and follow. Alright, so first of all, let me go ahead and show you the objects that are needed. In this tutorial, we'll be using the authentication object. I named it auth. The two buttons, one to gain a score, the other to submit a score. The Firebase API v3 and the tutorial board, which is the Firebase tutorial board. Right. Next, we'll have a text object to show score, a text object to show our scoreboard. This is just for the title. This text object right here is just the title of the scoreboard, and the next will show the username. Alright guys, now let me go ahead and show you the events that we use. As you can see, it's not that much because it's actually very simple to set up, and you'll understand when I'm finished. First of all, we're going to implement our global variable, which will be score. That is to keep track of our score and to display it on screen. Right, so first, on start of layout, you're going to log out the current account. Right, now in order to get this, you're going to go back. I'm going to go back. You're going to first add an action, click on authentication, and click on log out. Let me see if we can find it here. Here it is, logging out. Now this will log out any email or any account that is currently logged into authentication, because you can only use one at a time. Right? Now you could easily use a button to control this event here, but for now we'll just be using the onStart event. Alright, next we'll be logging in. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you how to get here. So when you add the action, you're going to click on authentication, and under authentication provider, you're going to click on login, and then for the provider, you're going to select Google, leave the type as pop-up, and remember as default. Alright, then you're going to click on done. Now this will enable the authentication to prompt the user to log in. First, it'll log out the account if there is any account that is currently logged in, and then it'll ask you to log in using your Google account. Alright, now let's go over to the next part of the code. In this system every tick, we are going to be using it to set the text for the score. Right, so let me go ahead and show you what I did here. So first, in quotations, you're going to have score, colon, space, and then you're going to close the quotation. Right, now you're going to put an and sign and put score. So this right here would actually be your variable. So let me go ahead and show you from scratch. First is the quotation, then you're going to put score, colon, space, quotations, then you're going to put an and sign, which is this. Next you're going to put score, which is the variable right here. Now this will show you a text, and then it will show you the amount or the value of your score variable. Alright, so that will show us on screen. Next is for the username. So this is authentication is logged in. Now let me go ahead and show you this. Now when you first add the event, you're going to click on auth or authentication, which is in your case. You're then going to look for general and then click on is logged in. This will check to see if there is an account that is logging with authentication. Right? So you're going to click is login. Right? Next, we're going to set the username. So let me go ahead and show you from scratch. We're going to open quotation, username, colon, space, and close quotation. Then you're going to put and then we're going to use the expression auth dot display name. Now this will show us our display name for the user at all times. Alright, so first it's going to check if it's logged in, and then it's going to set the text object as username and the display name for that user of whomever is logged in. Now these next set of events here is just to control the buttons if they're enabled or not. Alright, so we could move on from there. Okay, so for the score button, we're just going to add if score button clicked, system add 10 to score. So this is to add a score each time this button is clicked. Right? Simple code there. Next is the submit button. Now this is where it's going to get a bit tricky. Right now, I'm going to say once the submit button is clicked, you're going to use a system trigger once and say for the action tutorial. Let me go ahead and show you from scratch. So when you add the action, you're going to click on the tutorial board or your leaderboard, which is what yours would be named, and then you're going to say post score. Right now in your username, you're going to use this to have a unique ID for that specific user that is logged in. Right, so let me go ahead and show you from scratch. We're going to be using the expressions for authentication. So we're going to go auth dot username provided by the provider. So it should be user ID from provider. Right, so you're just going to click on that. The next will be the name, which would be the display name. So it's auth dot display name. The score will be the variable, so it will be score. And remember that none of these should be within any quotations, okay? And then you're going to put the condition if greater, because you want them to only post a score if, or you only want the score to be shown if it is greater. So this will basically update the score that is already there if it is greater. And if it is not there, it will just put the score there for you. Alright? And that would be the end of posting the score for the player there. Next, this is just to clear the text for the board, so that each time the player hits this button here, it deletes what is in the scoreboard, and then it's going to put in the information. Right? Now this here is actually a dummy score, and I'll be showing you why I put that there too. Next, you're gonna put update all ranks. Alright, let me go ahead and show you this one from scratch. Now basically you're going to click on, when you add an action, you're going to click on the leaderboard, and then you're going to scroll down to update all. Click on that. Now this will update all ranks that are on the board. Alright, so let's move on to the next event. Now this event is to change the information that is being shown on the board. Right, so for the event you're going to first say on updates. So you're going to say on ranks updated. So first we're going to go back. Let me go back and show you. You're going to have the event for your leaderboard. Scroll down to on update. You're going to have it right here under update. Click on that. So now it's going to say on updated ranks. You're going to then say leaderboard for each rank in a range, because we're going to have a standard range that will be shown on the board. Let's say 10 ranks or 20 ranks. Alright, so you're just going to go ahead and click on that. Now yours should be saying the base, which is 0, and you can end it at 2 for now. Alright, so that would be all the code needed to get the board working. Now I want you to go ahead and check something. Click on your leaderboard object right here. Click on the leaderboard object. Scroll down. And I want you to check for updates and click on manual. Right? And the order should be from large to small. This is just to show the biggest score at the number 1 spot. Alright, so let's go ahead and test to see what happens. Now, right, there you go. It's prompting us to log in to a Google account. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one right here. Right, now it's showing my username, which is Dark Angel ZXZ, which is good, and we don't have a score here as yet. So let's go ahead and click on score, add some score to this, and as you can see, it's also keeping a track or keeping record of our score right here using the variable, right? So we know that's working also. Alright, so let's go ahead and click on submit. Let's click it again. Now right here you can see that our rank is 0, right? Click it again, and as you can see, when we clicked it again, it updated the board and removed the text and then added the rank right here. But our rank is 0. We don't want to be rank 0, we want to be rank 1. Let's go ahead and try reloading the page here and signing in with a different account. So as you can see, it logged out the account that was logged in before so that we can sign in using a different account. So let's go ahead and use GamerZ. Alright, it's showing our username and the score is currently 0. Let's go ahead and add the score and then click submit. Let's click it again. Now as you can see, our rank here is 1 for GamerZ. Right, but that's not correct, because we want this right here to be rank 1 and this to be rank 2 because it's lower than Dark Angel's score right here. Right, so I'm going to show you how I got this working. So now this is where the dummy score comes in. So what you're going to do is right here where you submitted the score is add the action. Let's go back again for your leaderboard, then post score, and for the user ID, you can use like anything right here, but ensure that you put them within quotations. So from scratch, let me show you. It's open quotation, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and close quotation. For the name, you can put anything you want. So I'm gonna just name this dummy score, and remember to put that within quotations. Right now, the score is going to be a number, so you don't need to put any quotations there. So let me just delete this, and you're going to put a number that is impossible to pass, right? So let's just say that this is the score here. All right, so that is the score for this player called dummy score here, and this is user ID. Right, so you're going to have no post conditions for this one. Right, no post conditions at all. And then you're going to click done. So what this going to do is it's going to fill the spot for rank 0 so that we can only see from ranks 1 going down. Alright, so let's go ahead and test to see if this is true. So let's go ahead and run the layout. Log in using an account. Let's use this one for now. Let's go ahead and add a score. And there you go. You're seeing that it's in the rank 0 spot, and you have ranks 1 and 2 for Dark Angel ZXZ and Gamer Z. And also, if you've noticed, I tried submitting this score right here. Now, something went wrong here. We're going to go ahead and fix this. Let's go ahead and go to the board back. Now we're going to change the range for when we update the board. Right, so let's do this and say start from 1. Now you'll only be starting from rank 1 to 2. So let's change this to, let's say, 3. Alright, and click done. Now this information here, I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly how to set this up from scratch. Alright, so let me just go ahead and delete this. Sorry about that noise. So first of all, we want to display the rank, right? So it's going to be rank, which is within quotations, colon, space, and then you're going to put an expression, which is the tutorial board, or in your case it would be leaderboard, dot current player rank. So it should be CUR player rank. Alright, and ensure that you put the and sign in front of the expression here. Next, you're going to have and open quotation, name, sorry about that. Ensure that you have the and before the quotation here. Then you're going to put colon space. Now, to ensure that this is spaced out properly, the words within the quotation is what's going to have all the spaces. So you're going to go ahead and put a space in front of the name here. Alright, and then outside of this quotation, you're going to put and tutorial board, or in your case leaderboard, dot current player name. Next, you're going to put and open quotation, score. Alright, now you're going to put colon, space, close quotation. Now remember to put the space before the score within the quotation here so that you can have it spaced out properly. Next you're going to put and. Then you're going to put tutorial board, or in your case leaderboard, dot current player score. And now to ensure that each rank or each player's score is shown in a new line, we're going to put and new line. And there we go. That's how we would get our score showing on the board. Alright, so let's go ahead and test to see if our ranks is only showing from 1 to 2, because there are only 2 ranks right now, and ensure that the score is being shown properly. And also I want to add that this is an append text. So you append, not set. Right, so you're going to click on append when you're setting the text. Right, so you're going to do that, and then you're going to add that information that I just put there. Now let's go ahead and run this. Go ahead and sign in with GamerZ, and let's click on submit score. And there you go, it's showing the score that is currently on the tutorial board. It's showing rank 1 and rank 2. It's no longer showing rank 0. So that would show you that's showing us that the board is now working. Let's see if our score will update. Let's say it's 30. And there you go, it just updated to 30 for GamerZ. Now let's see if it'll put us in rank 1 if we pass Dark Angel score. And as you can see, we are now rank 1. So guys, this will conclude our tutorials on how to set up a leaderboard in Construct 2 using the Firebase API. Thank you for watching guys. Don't forget to leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe. This has been GamerZ. Have a great day.
Let it go, make my body go. Take our bodies higher and higher.